This video is made possible by our loyal Patreon supporters. Visit patreon.com.
Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to Yoga for Women Over 50. We have some very energizing poses today in our practice, as well as poses that are particularly good at balancing our hormones. But in general, this is great overall practice. It's really going to give you a good workout, a good stretch, and you're going to feel wonderful by the end. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you haven't already, follow us on social media for tips, tutorials, giveaways, and daily inspiration. All that's required for the class today is a yoga mat or something that will allow you to not slip in some of the poses. And if you do happen to have a yoga block, please go ahead and grab that. It's not necessary for the class today, but may help you with a few of the poses if you do have one available or something similar. So we'll start in a seated position. This is one place where your yoga block could be useful to you if needed. Basically, if you can sit comfortably up tall, that would be great. Most people will be sitting with their legs crossed. If you need to extend one leg or the other for comfort, that's fine too. I find though that for some folks whose low back or hips are a little tight, or you have trouble where your back is a little rounded when you're seated, if you want to sit up on a rolled up blanket or something like this block, notice how that can help open my hips, lengthen my spine a little bit. So that's an option for you. So I'm going to sit on the block today just to show you that that's a possibility. I always start my classes in the same way, in which we sit comfortably, start to focus on the breath. You're welcome to close your eyes just to bring your attention a little bit more inward. See if you can breathe in and out through the nose. If you need to breathe in and out through the mouth, that's fine too. Just taking long, even, steady breaths to fuel your practice today. So in this way, we start in a very calm, slow way, and we move into a little bit stronger, deeper practice as we go along. Big, deep inhales. Big, strong, long exhales. Even noticing the little pauses between the breaths. And a few more deep breaths before we begin the poses. Letting the shoulders relax down away from the ears, letting the muscles of the face relax. So now we'll move into our cat and dog tilts. So moving on to our hands and knees, spreading those fingers out, pressing the pads of the fingers, the top of the palm and the base of the thumb out as well. We're going to push that floor away, pull those abs in just to support the back a little bit, and exhaling, rounding, dropping head, dropping tail, rounding that upper back, and then inhaling, lengthening through the front of the body, lifting the head, lifting the tail. This is such a good way to begin our practice, moving through the spine. The breathing, it's just most important that you keep a steady, even breath most of the time, as best you can. So if your breathing is not exactly like mine is in these poses, that's fine. I just want you to be aware of your breath. Push that floor away, move through the spine. Nice deep breaths. And then we'll move into our downward facing dog. Tucking those toes under, sinking the heels downward. We do not necessarily have those heels all the way touching down, but just sinking them downward, hanging your head so your neck stays long, pressing the floor away, lengthening through the arms. So there's a lot of ways in which your down dog might look a little different than mine. A little bend in the knees is fine, even a lot of bend, but the tail pulls up and back, the heart opens, the shoulders open, and breathe. Now, you are very welcome at any point in the class to come into your child's pose as a resting pose. So knees wide, feet together, sinking back, head either touching mat or resting on forearms or hands. So at any point in the class, if you need a break, just come back into this child's pose as one option to take a rest. We'll come back into our down dog, checking it out, pressing those hands down. These poses where our head is beneath the heart, where we're forward folding, these are so good for our thyroid, for some of the glands in our neck and head, balances our hormones, gets a lot of blood flow to the brain, so it's very energizing as well. And take it back into your child's pose again, resting down. Coming back onto hands and knees, we'll do a little lunge here. So we're going to take that right foot forward, making sure that the right heel comes down. So sometimes we have to give that foot a little help coming forward. Tucking the back toes under. You can be on fingertips or palms or even up on that block that you have if you'd like. Chest comes forward, neck is long. Just finding this beautiful stretch in the front of that leg and the front of that hip. Breathing deeply, steady, even breaths. Chest reaching forward, neck long, head reaching up and out. We'll add a little twist to this. So with my right foot forward, I'm going to press my left palm down and open towards the front bent leg. And bringing it back down. And taking that back knee down so we can switch our feet. Left foot forward, left heel down. Tuck those back toes under. Back foot is parallel, back heel is off. Chest forward, neck is long. So I'm not scrunching the neck, I'm just lengthening the neck, lifting the top of the head, lifting the chest, breathing deeply because that's the most important part of the practice. And then the right hand comes down, shifting into a twist towards that bent front leg. Nice long spine, nice long neck as we twist and as we breathe. Taking the back knee down, and we can take that foot back and take it back into that downward facing dog again. Such a great pose. Very balanced, relaxes the neck, stretches the calves, stretches the hamstring, lengthens the spine, opens the shoulders. So much going on here. Very grounded and balanced with both feet and hands down, and very balanced between strength and stretch. And then back into our child's pose to give it a little rest. Come back up, we're going to come into our plank pose. Now, plank pose can be a little challenging. It's a great core work, great strengthener, but I am going to show some modifications for you here. So here's your plank pose here, hands really pressing the floor away. But you are so welcome to bring your knees down, make it a little milder if you're still building some of that strength. And then from there, we lower down through our chaturanga. Your traditional chaturanga would be like that, all the way to the floor, tops of the feet on the floor. But if you'd like to modify, like I said, bring your knees down and lower down or roll down. Good, lowering all the way down. From there, you can do a smaller cobra, just pressing the tops of the feet down, pressing the hands down, and just slightly lifting the chest while squeezing the shoulder blades together. Some of you who feel a little more advanced at your yoga practice can come up into a higher cobra, taking care of your low back, really paying attention to how this pose feels for you, opening the heart forward, keeping the neck long. When we move out of this pose, we're going to pull the belly in, we're going to pull the hips back, come back onto hands and knees, and then we're going to come back into our Adho Mukha Svanasana, our downward facing dog, hanging the head, lengthening through the neck, breathing deeply. I'm going to breathe so deeply, you should be able to see my ribs moving. That's how deeply I want you to move in your practice as well. So breathe, breathe, breathe. And then walking those feet forward to the hands for a standing forward fold. Now, in your standing forward fold, you definitely want your heels down. You don't have to have straight legs, though. A little bend is fine. You still want to feel this stretch in the back of the legs and the hamstrings, and letting that head hang over to stretch out your neck and loosen your neck, letting those arms and hands relax too. So we're really coming into a real easy comfortable forward fold, again with this head beneath the heart, so that's very beneficial to increase blood flow to our thyroid, to our glands in our head, and to our brain. And relaxing through that neck by just hanging the head, but keeping the eyes open for balance. And we're going to bend those knees. We're going to roll up slowly, stacking each vertebra one by one by one, head coming up last. And pausing in Tadasana, bringing those hands in center, prayer position in front of the heart. So we'll move into a few of our standing poses here, starting with our Warrior Two, and then moving into triangle. I'm going to bring my block over just in case we want to use that block for triangle. I can show you how you might be able to do that if you do have a block. Stepping right foot forward and left foot back, lining up your feet, making sure that you're not slipping. Your sticky mat should prevent that, but just make sure. My left toes are just slightly turned in and my right toes are turned out towards the side, reaching like you have one long arm, finding your gaze, your drishti, your focus. That helps to keep you in the moment, in this moment right here, feeling your pose, reaching. Nice bent right knee with my knee right over my ankle. I'm going to take it into reverse warrior, just tilting back, keeping that breath going, finding your gaze. That'll help you to balance still. So it's just the upper body tilting back, the legs stay in that Warrior Two position, and we take it back to Warrior Two. Here's where we move into triangle, straightening the right leg. So I'm going to position my block just right up beside kind of my ankle and my shin. So if you need the block, that could be very useful right there. Into your triangle pose, your Utthita Trikonasana. If you're not using the block, the hand on the shin or on the ankle or the floor if you have a little more flexibility. Looking down is usually the most simple pose and makes you feel the most balanced, but you could look out or look up if you choose. Love this pose. It just feels so expansive, so wonderful and beautiful. And this is also a really good one to energize you, to balance the hormones, blood flow to every part of the body. Feel your fingers, feel your toes. To come out of your triangle, just push hard into the feet. Use that core. So we're really going to engage in the center. Keep us all holding together as we come on up. And we're going to turn it and go do the Warrior Two and the triangle and the reverse warrior all on the other side. So if you need your block, you can grab a hold of that. Shifting the left toes, turning them out. Right toes turning in, arms wide. Finding that gaze again, that drishti that helps keep you focused, keeps you in this moment right now. Bending that left knee. Left knee should end up pretty much right over that left ankle. Wide arms, really expansive, beautiful posture. Tilting back with the upper body for reverse warrior. And breathing. So I keep the legs just as they are. I'm going to keep that left knee, that bent knee, really aligned. So it's not going to roll in. It's going to stay right where it needs to be as I tilt that upper body back. And then bring it back to Warrior Two. Reaching, finding that gaze. Straightening the left leg so we can move into our Utthita Trikonasana, our triangle pose. Taking it over. And again, if you need something like the block, you're welcome to. Using the block, using the leg. Or using the ankle or the floor. Looking down is your most simple way. That will keep you most balanced. But looking out or looking up are possible as well. Breathe. Just find the beauty in this expansive pose. Lengthening, reaching, pushing down. And then to come out of your Utthita Trikonasana, your triangle pose, pressing into the feet. Coming on up, using that core. Great. And then just bring it back to Tadasana, hands in heart center, pressing down into the feet. So now we're going to come to the floor, lying on our backs. Our block could be useful, so if you have one, you could have it nearby. Having a seat on the mat, then lying down on your back. We'll do a little bit of our bridge pose. And then eventually we'll find our way to our Shavasana and finish our class. So on my back, I have my knees bent, and my heels in line with my knees, in line with my hip socket. Arms down by my sides. So bridging is a wonderful practice because it's useful for everybody. Again, we get the hips above the heart, so we're getting some, and the heart above the head, so we're getting a little more blood flow to the brain, thyroid, throat, neck, etc. But it's also a great position for the spine. We can make it as hard or as easy as we want to. So we'll do some variations here. So heels in close, heels lined up, knees, hip sockets. Pushing into the feet, lifting the hips up, and coming into our bridge. So I have my knees right over my ankles. If you feel any knee discomfort, you're welcome to try and move those feet a little further out if that feels better. Face is facing directly upwards, so I keep that alignment here, resting into the back of the shoulders and the back of the head. Breathing deeply. You'll feel that breath really happening both in the belly and in the chest. So really notice that. Notice the effects of the breath on the body and how the body moves with the breath. The knees are going to stay lined up. So you want to try not to let those knees splay out, not to let those feet turn out. The alignment is really important. Now we can do a little strength training here by shifting to one foot and trying to take one foot off. Doesn't have to go straight up, just a little bit off is fine. And then switching sides. Notice I keep my hips high and level. So that's a little harder. If you want to just keep both feet down, that's fine too. A little higher with those hips, keeping that alignment, breathing, feeling like you're breathing right into the area of the heart, into the area of the sternum. Good, and then curling down, rolling down, lowering down through the spine. From there, just for a moment, you can hug those knees into the chest and relax everything that you can. Just relax the belly, relax the hip flexors, relax the shoulders, the neck, and the jaw. Nice deep breaths. We'll move into one more bridge here. We're going to take the arms up, straight up towards the ceiling. This creates a little more imbalance, so we have to work a little more with our core, working a little more with our obliques to strengthen that core as well as the back side of the body. So pushing into the feet, lifting the hips up, and here we are with our hands reaching straight up towards the sky. And again, if we want to try to work a little bit harder, we can push into that left foot and take that right leg off. And we can switch. If you prefer to just keep both feet down and stay in your regular bridge, that's fine too. And placing that foot back down, hips up nice and high, nice deep breaths. Relax the jaw and the neck. And then roll it down, taking those arms down by your sides, and just hug those knees into your chest. I like to roll around on my back a little bit here. It's like a little massage. It feels so good. And then moving into our Shavasana. Shavasana is just a relaxation pose, just a nice way to finish your class, to relax, to stay a little more focused. It's like a lying down meditation, but very simple, very easy. Everyone can do it. Extending out those legs. You want to be nice and loose, so those legs are just really loose from the hip socket downward, lengthen through the spine. I like to take my palms facing up and my arms just a little bit away from me. And closing your eyes. We're all going to close our eyes and just breathe. Feel that nice kind of lifting that happens of the chest as you breathe in. And that big softening, soothing exhale that lets you sink down into the mat. Stay with your Shavasana. It can be challenging sometimes just to truly let yourself relax. Practice the art of letting go. If you'd like to spend more time in Shavasana, please just take your time. Enjoy this relaxation. When you're ready, you can roll over onto one side. And from that side, you can gently push yourself up to sitting. I'd love to hear any feedback you have about the class you experienced today, or any comments, or even any further subjects you'd like me to address in the future. I'd love to hear that. Thank you so much. I also teach a number of other classes. I love to teach Pilates, bar, core work, and if that's something you'd be interested in as well, I'd love to hear that. So I'm often asked by my yoga students, how often should I do this class? My suggestion would be once or twice a week, but really as much as you have time for. You'll really see the benefits of this class the more you do it. The increased levels of energy, you'll probably notice the greater balance in your whole system as well as your hormones. So practice as much as you can. Would love to have you with me again. Thank you.
We at Wellness Plus specialize in all things health and wellness, ranging from yoga and fitness to massage and ASMR. Whether you are looking to target specific areas of tension or want to enhance your general self-care routine, we provide the tools you need to feel better, look better, and live better. We have courses for every level, whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro. Our courses provide a wide range in difficulty to accommodate your evolving flow.
Welcome back to Yoga with Jess. We are going to break down some really essential postures.
We are going to rock out with some of the most essential ab exercises that you need to have the abs that you've always dreamed of.
I've blended techniques to help you connect with students, and you can be a rock star teacher.
Wellness Plus is available on Amazon, which you can stream from your home on your phone, tablet, or TV. Join Wellness Plus today and get your first 7 days free.
Introducing YogaPlus, offering a free series every month with over 300 different videos. Take control of your health. Work out anytime, anywhere. YogaPlus. Download now for free.